Still live on Joy News today. Before we bring you sports with Baba Tando, let's take you live to the Accra Press Center, where Bernard Mona is addressing the press conference organized by the Ghana First People Forum.
Ghanaian authorities. It also allows unimpeded access to Ghanaian territory by U.S. soldiers and officials without prior notice to Ghanaian authorities. Worst of all, it is an agreement that has been negotiated to exist in perpetuity with no clearly defined termination point. It is these highly objectionable terms that we are up in arms against. It is these sovereignty-wrecking terms that the Ghanaian people are rallying and protesting against. Even more worrying is the fact that Ghana is deriving virtually no tangible benefits from this agreement. We consider as an insult the $20 million US, which has been bandied about by government officials as the benefit that is accruing to Ghana as a result of this deal. In addition to this is the grave danger that this agreement exposes us to as a country. That U.S. Army presence in any country is a magnet for terrorists around the world. It's no hyperbole. We harbor grave concerns that our peaceful country will be drawn into the long-standing conflict between the United States of America and some terrorist organizations that have often refused to draw the distinction between their enemies and innocent citizens. We are appalled that President Akufo-Addo failed to take this into consideration before consenting to this agreement. By offering to mount a robust defense in favor of this agreement, the president has proven to be a champion of the interests of another nation and not the very people he placed him in that office. Ladies and gentlemen, we suspect this agreement is a prelude to acceding to the U.S. lobby group for the legitimization of homosexuality in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear our president say that the agreement with the United States of America is similar to conditions under which Ghanaian peacekeepers operate outside? Well, this is a palpable lie. Peacekeepers are obliged to respect the laws of host countries and operate under strict UN regulations. They do not constitute a power unto themselves in the manner in which Akufo-Addo has ceded our sovereignty to the United States soldiers and contractors. And did we also hear our president suggest that the terms and conditions in the 2018 agreement for the U.S. military base are similar to those governing diplomatic missions accredited to Ghana? This is incorrect. As a former foreign minister, conversant with the Vienna Convention, the president should have known that the rules of engagement governing Ghana's relationship with global governance and economic bodies like the UN and IMF cannot be compared to a military cooperation agreement with a powerful United States Army, with all its record of excesses and abuses in other jurisdictions. Finally, we want the president to know that placing the agreement before Parliament for ratification, or is it ratification as suggested by the Minister for Defense, was not an act of generosity on his part or a testament to his democratic credentials. He was obliged to do so by virtue of a Supreme Court decision on the Gitmo 2 case that was brought before it. It goes without saying, therefore, that the moment the agreement was laid before Parliament, it became a public document. Therefore, it is illogical for the president and his lieutenants to accuse the minority of leaking the document. A document that is already in the public domain cannot be leaked. If the president is concerned about leaked documents, he knows who to turn to. And here, we refer to the chief apologist of the MPP government, who is the known chief recipient of documents they themselves always leak. Ladies and gentlemen, the shambolic national address by the president leaves us with no choice but to intensify our protests and campaigns against this bogus deal. We therefore wish to serve notice that we will, in unison with other progressives and nationalistic forces, continue to wage a sustained campaign to register our displeasure at this deal. It will be an unrelenting campaign aimed at sending a clear and unambiguous message to the President Akufo-Addo and his government, that we cherish our sovereignty and we will adopt all legitimate means to defend it. We wish at this juncture to salute all the progressive forces, student groups, labor organizations, and Ghanaians from all walks of life who have joined in the effort to defend our sovereignty at a time when it faces its greatest danger in recent memory. We encourage all of them not to relent until victory is achieved in this noble struggle. Let President Akufo-Addo be reminded by the words of Kwame Nkrumah, and I quote, "Ghanaians are not timid people, as has been suggested in the foreign press. Far from it. They may be slow to anger and may take time to organize and act, but once they are ready, they strike and strike hard. It pays no one to tamper with the freedom and dignity of Ghanaians," unquote. God bless our homeland Ghana and help us to resist oppressors' rule.